When I showed my grandsons, 4 and 6, my drawings online, they told me, "Granddaddy, why didn't you do a dinosaur? We want you to show us how to draw a dinosaur." So what I'm going to do today is show you how to draw a dinosaur. And of course, if you look at a dinosaur, the most favorite dinosaur for most kids is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, because they're kind of mean and big, and they're like part dinosaur, part monster. So we're going to turn our paper sideways. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go right about here. You want to give yourself some room. And we're going to make a line that looks about like that. And then underneath that line, we're going to make another line that looks like that. And then underneath that, we're going to kind of make a half circle, and we're going to kind of color in. And as you can tell, that's his eyeball. We're going to go right about here on his eyeball. We're gonna make his part of his nose and his mouth. We're gonna go right here and make his little nostril. And there again, we'll kind of curve it so there again he looks mean again. And then we're gonna start right here, and we're gonna run a line down like this and then back up. And that's the bottom part of his mouth. Now, for our dinosaur to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex, he has to have some pretty vicious teeth. So we're going to just kind of make a series of that looks like little triangles. And we're going to run them all the way up to the edge of his mouth. And then on the bottom on this line, we're going to do the same thing, because we're seeing both sides of the bottom of his mouth. And then here, we're going to do the same thing again. And that's going to be, his mouth is open and he's showing his teeth. Now we're going to go, when you get that done, so we've got his eye, we've got kind of his nose and his open mouth with a lot of bad teeth. Then we're going to start right here on his mouth. We're going to run a line down, and then we're going to curve it around to meet this other line until we get to the edge, and then we're going to kind of bring it up like that. So now we've got most of his face. To make him look even a little bit more ferocious, let's run a line down here on the bottom of his eye, and then we'll kind of put another line that way. So now you can see he's a pretty mean looking dinosaur. We're going to go right here and put a little hump, and that's actually his eye on the other side of his head. So now we've got his eye on the other side of his head. We've got his snout kind of. We've got all of his teeth, top and bottom. And now we're going to go right about here on his eyelid. And we're going to run a line that goes like that, up for a while, and then it's going to curve down. And underneath his jaw, we're going to do kind of the same thing. Now we don't have to go back too far. We'll kind of make this a little longer. And we're going to go right here and make his arm. And we're going to just kind of make it look like that. And then we'll kind of put a thing here where it's attached, and then follow that with another line that looks the same way. Now Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of have small front arms, and then they have a couple of claw things. So we're going to kind of put a couple of claws on the end of that arm like that. And then on the very end, we'll put his fingernails. Now, if we want to, on the other side, just so we can see the other side, we'll do something similar, but a little smaller, because it's on the other side of his body. He's pretty big. And we'll do the same thing with a couple of deals like that. And then once again, his fingernails. So now we've got his head, we've got his arms, and now we got to draw the rest of him. So we're going to run a line that comes kind of down like that, and then goes back up. And we brought his neck down, and now we're going to have his back go up. We're not going to go up too far. We'll go up about like so, and then curve it back down. So now we're getting his body lined up. Now his back leg, his front arms are really small, but his back leg is really large. So we're going to go right about here, and we're going to draw a line that goes about like so, and kind of comes just past his body. And then we'll do another one on the back that kind of curves around toward that, and it gets kind of smaller when you get to kind of his knee. And then we're going to run the leg back like that, both sides. And then we're going to kind of curve it down to make his feet. And they're going to be kind of like this with 3 toes. And then we're going to run it back like that. Once again, toenails. Kind of make them sharp and pointed if you want. And on the other side, connect that line right there. And then the other side, we're going to do the same thing, but we don't see all of the leg, and it's going to be obviously smaller because it's on the other side of it's a big body. Curve it down and back up. And then we'll put those toenails on. So now we've got most of our dinosaur drawn, our Tyrannosaurus Rex. What we've got to do is tail. So we're going to start right about here. We're going to bring that tail, and since he's kind of standing there ready to jump, we'll go back up here. We'll kind of run his tail up in the air like so, because he's ready to pounce on something. And then we'll just kind of make it curve it back down like that. Now where his leg's attached up here, we're going to kind of bring a curve line like that, and another one like that. And then we're going to bring one here, kind of like that, show where it's attached. Now you can do pretty much anything you want. On his neck, maybe you want to kind of bring a ridge like this, and maybe do some lines you can color later underneath his neck. Maybe bring it all the way to here and bring it down like so. Give some interesting things to color. And then maybe kind of do the same thing on his belly. Now since nobody knows what color a dinosaur is, you can pretty much color your dinosaur any color you want. Because all we have these days are just bones. And with nobody around to do any photographs because the camera wasn't around. And there was nobody to do very many drawings because by the time man gets to the area where the dinosaurs are, there are no more dinosaurs left. Kind of bring that line down there. So there you have your Tyrannosaurus Rex. You can color any type you want, and like I said, nobody knows what colors they are. I mean, if you wanted to put some spots on your Tyrannosaurus Rex, you could, because a lot of people now think they kind of had real colorful skins. They weren't just gray and green. So we could put some stuff like this. Maybe put a few up here to kind of make it look even more interesting. A couple of circles back here, which will give you a lot of stuff to color. And then maybe have a couple come down here on his leg, and then another one here like this. So that is your dinosaur.